You need to see this video if you are thinking about starting a handyman business. We're going to walk you through the fastest way to go from not having a handyman business to being able to get out there and get started doing some work. So my name is Ryan with the Handyman Masterclass, and today I am going to be walking you through this screen share of the simple and fastest steps that you can take to start your handyman business. So altogether, it'll probably take you about an hour or two to get all of this stuff completed, but we are going to cover these steps in less than 15 minutes. So stay tuned and keep watching. If you guys end up liking this, or if it does help you start your business, we would love to know about it. Please comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up for the rest of our videos. Thanks. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is determine a business name. The reason that we're going to do that is because that's what we're going to use to check with our local area to see if anybody else is using that name already. So the first thing we're going to do is go to ChatGPT. I've already got this conversation pulled up here. So I basically just asked ChatGPT what would be a good business name for a handyman business in Atlanta, Georgia. So I generated a few responses at first. I didn't really like any of those, so I asked it to regenerate it. I got a name that I liked. It was actually the first one, Atlanta Handy Helpers. So then I asked it to come up with a catchy slogan for a handyman business called Atlanta Handy Helpers. This time it nailed the slogan on the first try. So I like the helping hands for happier home, or for a happier home rather. Kind of what I'm looking for here as far as a slogan goes and a name goes is with the name, we don't want to choose a name that's already been used. So I will simply just take the name that I like, pop it into Google, Atlanta Handy Helpers, and then we'll go through and see if anything pops up. And it doesn't really have anything that pops up. Handy Atlanta. Yeah, as you can see, there's not like a specific website that pops up. Handy Helpers Atlanta. So we are going to then, now having our business name and our slogan for our business, just go to the local websites and see what we need. So we are in Atlanta. So the first thing I want to do is know the laws. So I basically just Googled, do I need a handyman license in Atlanta? The first thing that pops up is from Next Insurance. There's no need to get a handyman license in Georgia, but it has to be under $2,500. So if you guys are planning on being a handyman, doing work over $2,500 in Georgia anywhere, or even in the Atlanta area, you are going to have to keep in mind that it's got to be under $2,500, or you need your general contractor's license, which typically takes a little bit of work, like passing the Georgia Business and Law exam. Have 2 years of working experience. So it doesn't really help us if we are just getting out there on our construction feet, if you will. So now I know that. The next thing that I would like to do is go to the Atlanta website and how to basically start your, or rather get your business license. So I'm going to just type in Atlanta, Georgia business license. So once we search that up, the first thing that's going to pull up is the atlantageorgia.gov website, applying for a general business license. So we are going to go to the site, and from there we are going to fill out our Atlanta, Georgia business license. Typically it can be a little bit easier if you go down to like the city's Department of Revenue or Office of Revenue, as it is here in Atlanta. In some states and some cities, it can be your court of clerks or clerk of court, and then they will be able to get you your business license. Really just depends on your city. Typically, those business licenses are not very expensive. For example, the area where I have my business license, it only costs us $15. So it was super cheap, and it's only due every year. Great. So now we have our Atlanta, Georgia business license. So we are legally able to conduct business in the city of Atlanta. So now the next thing that we're going to do is go to brandmark.io. We are going to go here. It's going to ask for the business name, so Atlanta Handy Helpers. And then this is our slogan that we took from ChatGPT, helping hands for a happier home. We're going to generate our logos. A few keywords that I like are home improvement, handyman, modern, classy, exclusive, connecting people, because it's always good to think in terms of like creating a connection between you and the people that you're going to be working with, or for in that matter. Opportunity, trusted, friendly, and smart. So once we go there, I want a vibrant logo in color style, something that is catchy, and this wonderful brandmark.io will create a bunch of wonderful logos for you in no time. So as you can see, it comes up with a bunch of these logos, and you can choose whichever one you like. You guys might want to look for something that's a little bit modern, but not too modern. Like you want to be able to read it. So something like this one right here, like Atlanta Handy Helpers, but it's the icon isn't exactly telling of what the business does, and the wording can be a little bit difficult to read. This is great, but maybe actually put the A and then have that logo or icon separate. So anyway, go through here, find one that you like. It does cost you $25, but for example, I have a saved logo that I really like from here. Let's check it out. So this is the one, Atlanta Handy Helpers. So we'll actually use the A as our logo, but really it's just like an icon. So on all of our branding, we're going to put that on there. The cool thing about brandmark.io is that you can go click on the actual logo that you like, and it'll show you like how it's applicable on a product. I mean, obviously we're not using it for a product, but if it's on a business card, right, it'll show you the icon logo that we're going to have. And it does give you the brand colors as well, which can be super helpful, because then we can just copy paste all of these color identification numbers into whatever else it is going to be that we're using for actually creating the logo if you don't want to purchase it from here. So that is the difficult thing about Brandmark, is that it does give you pretty nice logos for pretty within a really reasonable time frame. Obviously, you saw it was like 2 minutes. They do cost $25 though. Something that you can do is basically take this and go to Canva and recreate it. Okay, so now we have our logo. We know everything else that we need as far as getting our business license and things of that nature. The next thing that I would like to talk about is getting insurance. So a lot of people do use Next Insurance. So you can use Next Insurance if you'd like. That's what it seems like a lot of people use. Byberk is another good one. It's relatively cheap. Either way, you should be able to get $1 million general liability policy for around like $67-70 a month. If it's more expensive than that, keep shopping. Just shop around, see what you can get for the best price. And then, so we've got our logo, we've got everything else, got insurance, got our business license. Now we are going to go ahead and look at making sure that we can get a domain. So we go to Squarespace, which is a website that I like to use, or a website builder that I like to use a lot. And the reason that I do, and it may be an unpopular opinion, but it's super easy to use for somebody who isn't a person who builds websites. It's all plug and play. You get your domain, you get everything right through Squarespace, so it makes it super easy. So we're going to go to search for our domain. We are Atlanta Handy Helpers. Okay, great. So AtlantaHandyHelpers.com. It's $20 a year. So if we wanted to get AtlantaHandyHelpers.com, we can go ahead and grab that. $20 a year is pretty cheap for a domain, and luckily it wasn't taken. The next thing that we're going to do is click on the domain that we want, and then it's going to take us to their website builder. From the website builder, we can just go through and basically use their templates and plug and play all of their different plugins and templates and buttons and all that kind of stuff. So for Handyman business, you don't need a whole lot. Basically, the website is going to be best for just getting you online and allowing you to have a presence where somebody who's looking into your business can go somewhere further than just like your Facebook page, for example. So that brings us to the next thing that we're going to be doing, which is creating our Facebook page. The Facebook thing is super easy. As long as you have like a pre-existing personal Facebook profile, you can just add your business profile right onto it. So we're going to go to facebook.com and go to their Meta Business Suite. From there, you can create your business profile. So this is actually the business profile that I created for this video and that we're using as a proof of concept for all of the things that we teach our clients. So we have Home Team Handyman of Chattanooga, and it's super easy. The Meta Business Suite will walk you through everything. Basically, this is like the home page for everything Facebook that you need. Facebook's a really good way to get customers because you can go to local like yard sale pages, or you can go to like business networking pages that are straight in Facebook, in groups. You can connect with people in those groups and basically offer your services. So one of the things I did was I just made a quick little video of a few pictures. So it was essentially a reel of this LVP flooring job that I did a while back. And I just offered that to a handful of the business networking groups that are in my area. So the images and stuff that I get, I got them all from, let's see, free images. So the one that I like to use is Unsplash. There's a bunch of different free images on here that you guys can take. So, I mean, simply go into Unsplash, type in Handyman, if this will load. It's super slow, sorry. So anyway, it loads a bunch of pictures. Obviously, like at the top is going to be an advertisement for more handyman related pictures that you can pay for. But through here, you should be able to find plenty of pictures to use on your website or just any random like stock images. So that's the one that I used for the picture on my Facebook page, and it's also on the business's website. So now we have our business license, we have got insurance set up, we know what the laws are and how much money we're allowed to charge up to without needing a license. We have a logo, a website, a Facebook page. Now the next thing that we're going to do is try to find some clients. So we don't have any clients yet. What's the best way to do that? So if you don't know anybody in your immediate circle, family members, friends, just any connection that you can make within your immediate circle, then we're going to go and look for external potential clients. So the best way that we can do that is going to be to just search for contractors in your area or contractors in Atlanta for this example that we're using. And I'm going to try to find contractors that have good reviews, have a decent amount of reviews, but don't look like they're such a large general contractor that they wouldn't need some help, like for example, affordable remodeling. Like it looks like they're doing high-end kitchen remodels based on this first picture. Georgia in-home services, that one looks better. That's probably somebody that I would reach out to. It does say roofing contractor, but the picture is of them working on a deck. So if you guys do anything related to carpentry, then that could be potentially a good guy to reach out to if they're just trying to get some extra hands. So this LM Construction doesn't look like an amazing, super high-end picture, so that's probably somebody I would reach out to as well. They probably remodel houses, or they may even build houses brand new. Who knows? But I would reach out to them, just be like, basically this. Hey, LM Construction, this is Ryan from Atlanta Handy Helpers. I'm a new handyman business in town. Basically, the type of services that I do are finishing work, so I'll put up, finishing light fixtures, I'll do plumbing fixtures, we'll hang toilet paper holders, that kind of stuff. Do you need my services, or is there anything that comes up, or could I email you some information to our website so that you could get back with us in the future? Something like that is going to be a good approach to getting these guys to work with you. A lot of times contractors will remodel a house, and they'll have just like little things that need to be done that they just like don't have time for. Their guys are already on the next project, they just don't want to deal with that project anymore, so it could be easier for them to just subcontract out like a little job like that. Maybe it's running a dryer vent outside or something along those lines. But anyway, you get the idea of that. Again, like YMH Construction, they have a super high-end bathroom remodel, like complete marble. That looks really beautiful. Those are probably the guys that are going to be like super strict about who they bring into their business. So you, as a new handyman, probably aren't going to fit into their model as well as you might into a different type of situation, like Turner Construction. Not a super high class picture, but still looks like somebody that I would be super happy doing work for. So let's do it. So the next thing that we can do, and here's the thing, guys, before I move on to the next thing, is that when you're first starting out your handyman business, I feel like it can be super intimidating to just randomly call people and ask for work. And you're probably going to have a lot of people say no. You may even have some people be rude to you, but don't let that discourage you. You're just getting your foot in the door in your community and doing the type of work that you do. So don't have an ego about it. Just go in, do the best that you can. Be as polite and as professional as you can, and these people hopefully will return that same type of attitude and mentality. So that would be my best guidance on that. So once we have gone through all of the contractors, we're going to pop over here. We are going to just Google property managers in Atlanta. There can be good and bad things about working with property managers. First of all, they almost always need work, especially if they're turning over units for tenants, or like a tenant turnover if somebody's moving out and they need to get it ready for somebody else to move in. They also do just have like random maintenance things. So the tenant will call into the company and say, hey, look, my hot water heater isn't making hot water anymore. So then that company will then need to find somebody to go to that place and fix that issue for that tenant. It's the law. They have to do that. So these can be good people to call to get work and stay busy through slower times, like in the winter. But they do occasionally have longer terms for payment. So you might not get paid for 30 days. You might not be able to get in the door immediately. It really just depends. They can be a little bit more difficult to work for. So keep that in mind as you're looking through these property management services as well. So let's see what we're looking for here. One Source, Atlanta Property Management. That looks pretty good. They don't have great reviews, but that's okay. We might want to look through the reviews and see if it says anything about if anybody left them a bad review for doing work for them. That looks pretty professional. Might go with that one. Key Renter. They're a franchise property management company, so they might be good. They're franchise property management companies can be better to work for sometimes, just because everything, like all of their systems, are more set in stone, and they are a little bit more systemized than just like a mom and pop property management company. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's about it. I imagine that searching both of those avenues of customers and Facebook, and just reaching out and making a post into a Facebook group would work out really well for you to get your first customers. It's not super difficult to start your own handyman business. My first year as a handyman, I made $350,000. After the first year, I hired my first employee. I went from living in an attic to living in a nice apartment downtown in the area that I live. So it really changed my life, and I hope that we can encourage you guys to take the leap for yourself and get started. If you are hungry and you want to work and you have the skills, or you are a quick learner, a handyman business is a great way for you to take control of your life and make things happen for yourself. So if you do have any questions, please just leave a comment in the comments below. We will get back to you as fast as we can. Everything else, please reach out to us. You can find us on our website. You can watch our other videos to get more information. And we do have our free Handyman Masterclass coming out in our playlists soon. So stay tuned for that. And we appreciate you guys watching, and hope that you have a great time as a handyman.